Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ABHI podcast. This is the first episode that I'm doing via Zoom. And for those of you who have never seen Faizah, there she is. And I'm so excited for this episode. So, without any further ado, Faizah.
Let's get right into the intro.
And welcome to the ABHI podcast. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Now, you tell me, how have you been? It's been so long since I've been on your podcast.
Yes. For me, I got a new guitar, so I'm practicing how to play it every day, like an hour or so, watching classes on YouTube. And I joined a badminton class and a gym class. So,
Yeah, I saw that episode.
I'm not very good at it, obviously,
I
but
know
I'm still
about
learning.
I know that you joined a gym class.
And a
No,
badminton.
I totally agree. I mean, playing a guitar, core, seriously, because I have a guitar and I've not tried to play it yet. I mean, of course, it's a lack of practice. So, yeah. Yeah, maybe one day when I feel like maybe I should be doing it, I'll start it.
Of course, yeah. It's a very cool instrument also, like when I go to college, I can just sit in the ground and play the guitar even and be like, whoa, who's a cool kid?
You can be the SRK from what was that movie? I don't know. See, you can find SRK with a guitar in every movie. I mean, you
Is that
can't even
Dilwale
specify a
Dulhania Le
particular
Jayenge type
movie.
of DDLJ?
Yes,
Ah,
that was the one. Yeah, right.
that's good. I can do
A
the
good way to get girls, man.
right. So, Faizah, since the last time you were on the episode on the podcast, a lot of stuff has happened with you
Mhm.
as well. You've gone into art a lot. I mean, you were already before, but now your art has blossomed and expanded so much. And I keep track of all your progress on Instagram, and I'm really surprised by the progress you've made in your drawing and your skills. So please run me through what happened in the space and how do you practice drawing?
So starting with, I don't know, I mean, a lot of my listeners and your listeners, I mean, if there's some new listeners, if they must have not heard the podcast, they might not know I'm an artist. So I've not joined any classes. I'm still doing everything on my own, which not to, I mean, got to be a sense in your life where you will actually, get thrashed completely, because there are some things that you don't know how to do and you need guidance, you need proper professional guidance for that, which of course we did not get, even as Indian students or studying in an Indian school under Indian education board. We don't get that. Arts, games, music was all just kind of fun for us till 8th standard maximum, I can say, because after that we were asked to just concentrate and rack our brains. So of course I lost myself somewhere over there, and I got revived, thanks to K-pop. I really have to, bless K-pop for that, because I literally, yeah, they got me into art. They made me meet myself. So yeah, hats off to K-pop for that. But after this, as an artist, from starting from, I don't know, a very stupid technique of drawing and all that, and then coming here is a really long journey that I'm shocked myself. It's definitely hard, because I know how many nights, how many sleepless nights I've had behind a stupid painting that just can't come to life.
Yeah.
The painting you're seeing right now, that's currently going on in my art account, I've had, I don't know, like almost a week of stress and a few sleepless nights for it, because you can see it in your mind, but then when you try to get it on your canvas, it's pretty difficult, especially when you see it in your mind. You're seeing something very professional, and if your skills don't match it, you feel bummed. And that's what was happening with me. And then I just took a break. I did not touch that canvas for almost 2 weeks, or I think
Hmm.
almost 1.5 week, and I took some time, saw a lot of art videos, how others do it. I think the best way is to see what others do. I think wherever you are in life, doesn't really matter whether it's just paintings or something like that. Wherever you are in life, I think if you don't know what to do, you need to see how others have done it, take inspiration from
Yeah.
them, and then try to do it on your own. I looked at what the other artists were doing, and slowly I tried to do my best. It's also not to, I mean, it's kind of off topic, but I seriously enjoy painting, and it's like a very meditative session for me, because when you paint, I kid you not, if you ever try to paint, right, you will get lost in each and every brush stroke you make, each and every
Yeah.
paint you mix. It's that therapeutic. I don't know if you've done, have you painted before?
Yes, I have not painted, but I remember when I was in 10th standard and some important exams were
Mm-hmm.
coming up. So I was like sitting and studying and doing my homework for a long time. So I was like, I need a break, to get out of this homework zone and just chill out. But I didn't want to like waste my memory space by like seeing YouTube videos. So I was like, what if I just draw something, like just doodle down some sketches or just whatever. So I some interesting photos of scenery or some stuff like that, and I took a pen and paper and just started drawing. And after like an hour of drawing, I was like, I shocked myself how good it looked, because normally I'm not a very good artist. I can only do like the diagrams the teachers tell me to draw. But this time when I was actually in the zone, I felt very relaxed. I was in like a completely different state. I didn't even feel tired. I didn't feel like stressed, anything like that. I was just completely in the zone of drawing, and I felt like I was in the nature of that painting. So when I saw the final result, I was like, damn, I'm impressed. So I stuck it on my wall. I can still see it as I'm talking to you.
So you do agree, right? It's just
Yeah,
such a beautiful process,
it's like
right?
a meditation. You were exactly
Oh
right.
yeah, I
It's
have
like
a
meditation.
question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's like a meditation, and I have a question for you. When you did see my painting, I mean, of course, you see the breasts exposed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then, what were your first thoughts? Because see, I have a very different genre of drawing,
Hmm.
and so do some artists like me. Now I know a lot of the society, a lot of the normal people who are not into the art concepts will not understand what is my need of drawing naked people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I do get some questioning looks or questioning, like questions from people, and that's, stereotype thinking like, what makes you want to draw naked people? Are you okay? So I really want to know what do you decipher out of this?
The
I would really
question
love
that
to know.
the question that you just asked me was going to be my follow-up question to you. So I was
Yeah.
that day scrolling on Instagram, and then I saw your post about the drawing that you were making, the painting. And I was like, huh, this is, interesting. It's like, first of all, it looked very good. So I was immediately attracted. And then secondly, I checked the description to before jumping to any like conclusions of myself. I wanted to see what you thought of, telling the people about your painting. So I went in the description and I checked. You said that this painting is going to reshape people's thought process of a person's or a woman's body. So I was like, huh, that's a very good message, first of all. And then I looked closer at the painting, zoomed in, and I saw all the details and stuff. And it really moved me, because the woman's face, her eyes are completely closed and she's looking up into some empty space or whatever she's looking into, and it just felt like she's in a very calm space, and in that space she feels completely free, safe, so she's ready to like expose herself and make her feel comfortable. So that's what I thought, like, wow, this is what is going on in her mind, and that's what she feels.
Wow. Okay. First of all, I am moved by the way you've described my painting, because this is exactly what I wish others would see in the painting. I am actually no, I'm seriously shook, okay, because I did not ever expect someone who looks at my paintings would describe my painting the way I want it to be conveyed to the people. Yeah, you are right. To further explain it to you, the whole concept behind drawing the naked people,
Mm.
what I think about it and what's my take on it is that, you see, daily life, I mean, humans, especially women, the bodies are just so sexualized in any context. It's just so sexualized, be it in the advertisements, daily life. I think we can all agree to this, that men do have it easier than women, and that's why you see me painting more women than I paint men, especially in the naked figures. It's because you see it, men, they can roam shirtless, they're not going to be questioned. You see women, they just wear a sleeveless top, and you're going to see, I don't know, 10 men just leaving her to the home or slut shaming her till she just tries to cover herself up. This is what I believe, that when you paint the naked figure, you're not sexualizing them in any way. You're thinking of them as a piece of art, a masterpiece created by the Almighty. That's what I believe, or the Mother Nature, you could say.
Yes.
And that's what makes it special. When you paint it creates a space which frees you from any kind of sexualizing of bodies, any type of thought regarding the body, be it your insecurities that you think about. a certain body type or something like that. It just kind of washes you away and you just concentrate on what a body is actually intended to be
Mm.
and not an object of sexuality or just sexualizing it, or which we do on a daily basis, intentionally or unintentionally. In fact, when I draw men, when it comes to the naked figures, I've drawn a few men, and when I go through pictures, not on a normal basis, you will find people be like, "Oh my god, that's a dick."
Yeah.
You'd see that happening.
Yeah.
Or you can be, "Oh my god, that's a vagina." "Oh my god, that's boobs." But when you, yeah. But when I actually go through reference pictures, I don't find myself doing that. Or I don't find myself making fun of the bodies, especially a dick. I don't find myself making fun of a dick or a boob. I'm like, okay, that's just a body. And that's supposed to be my artwork.
Yeah.
So it's a very different pace and mindset when you start painting and in a normal daily basis. Yeah. So yeah, it's completely different. I mean, if you want to ever experience that, you'll have to get into it to experience how it feels.
Yeah. So, Faisal, let me ask a little technical question about your piece right now, because not only the concept behind it is
All
very
right. Yeah.
is very moving, but let's get into technicalities. So now, obviously, you're drawing a naked woman, all right, partially naked, and so why do you want her in that pose? You can have her in any.
Minake, yeah.
Why exactly that pose, and what is the color scheme? Why do you want that colors behind her face, on her face? What's the idea behind that?
Yeah. Okay. That's a very good question. Okay. So, actually, the painting is not just of any other lady or any other girl from Pinterest. It's actually supposed to be a painting of Aphrodite, the Greek goddess Aphrodite.
All right.
So, if you've noticed, Aphrodite has always been painted naked. The symbolism is that she was naked when she emerged out from the ocean. I don't know the correct story behind it. I just know she emerged out of the sea, so she was naked, right? So, I mean, you will see there's a painting already, right? I'm sorry, forgive me, I've forgotten the person who painted it. That's such a shame. But there has been a professional painting by a professional painter, and I don't want to copy what the other artist did. I don't want to replicate the art. So I was like, why don't I actually paint my own Aphrodite painting, like literally from scratch, from the body, the anatomy, to the symbolism in the painting, everything. So that's what I did. I went to Pinterest. I mean, like, if you're an artist, I feel Pinterest is like the best place to find what you need as a reference.
Yeah.
I went there. It was hectic, honestly, just to get a girl in that particular pose. Oh, before that, I actually knew what I wanted to paint, like a girl kind of on the 40-degree angle, and
Mm.
then her head looking up and probably her hair flowing. I had the picture in my mind. I wanted those Greek pillars behind. I had everything in my mind. And then find a reference picture which matches my imagination was very difficult, I tell you. Very difficult. I did that. I found a painting finally. And if you see, Aphrodite was very, very fair, but my Aphrodite is not so fair. She's
Mm.
kind of tan.
Yes.
There's a reason behind it, of course. It's because I did not want to, make it. I don't know. I just felt like my Aphrodite should be tan.
Mm.
Kind of, like Aphrodite was, very beautiful. I mean, she's considered as the most beautiful one. Of course, she's the goddess of beauty,
Mm.
and she was white as hell. And I really wanted to change that perception that white is not only the beautiful color, people could be tan as well. But also still keeping that symbolism in mind, I kind of made her tan. So
Mm.
she's not exactly completely dark in color, but she's also somewhere in the middle.
So the next question I want to ask you is, like, it's all about paint, because you are such a good painter and like one of the best that I personally know. So I want to ask you all painting questions.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
all
you.
out there. So what I wanted to ask you is,
Yeah, that's
I
good.
have also seen photos of your sketchbook on Instagram where you practice the body shapes. So I wanted to know how long the practice session took and what different type of improvisations do you make while painting.
Okay, I'll answer your second question first. How do I cover that up? And painting, I think when it comes to painting, you do have a vision in your mind, but then sometimes when you start doing it on your canvas, depending upon your situation, depending upon what's available, what's not, you may not be able to get the best, you may not be able to bring out exactly what you had in your imagination. Sometimes some things will not work. Like I remember this one time, I thought this particular paint is going to look amazing, and it did not. It just did not. It turned into a very muddy mess. I needed to do something, and I think that's what it takes to be an artist. Art is all about decision making.
Yeah.
You need to make decisions in order to make it take it a step ahead. So if you know something is not so cool right now, you need to take a good decision to make it. And sometimes decisions are just so risky. If you do this much, there's no going back. Sometimes you have just one chance to make the move. And yeah, I had those kind of chances with my art, the one I'm currently doing. So I had to take decisions. Do I really want this that way? Because once I start applying a darker color on top, it's done. Then
Mm.
I cannot change it. I can, but it's gonna be a bigger process. Then you have to correct everything else around it. It's not so good. So I would just carefully think about what I want to do next. So when I actually do the practice, it actually depends, because usually when you draw a human body, your how you draw, it depends on three levels. It could either be, you could do a session of 30 seconds, which means under 30 seconds is supposed to draw the human body form using very simple lines, and it's like a whole other concept how you do it. And so I think it took me just 10 minutes to get those three body figures down, including the shading and highlighting.
Mhm.
That's what I did.
And what type of paints do you use, like acrylic, oil, and why do you prefer it?
Right now, what I'm using is actually poster paints. Let me tell you, poster paint is a, it's a, I swear. I am so used to doing, oh, watercolor is a big,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I hate watercolors. Like, I run away. You tell me watercolors, I'm like, nah,
Oh
I'm
no,
done.
no, they
I
don't
do
mix at all.
not get how people, it's so nose just wants to flow everywhere. I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Please, I'm not so into it. I'm not so into it. Though it looks very pretty, there are things in life which look so glamorous, but when you get into it, you're like, nah, I just want to get out of it. That is watercolor for me. Seriously. But yeah, poster paint is horrible too. But then once I got used to poster paints and I started controlling it, it got better. I love acrylics.
Why?
I've been doing that. Like I've been always into acrylic paints.
Why do you like acrylic so much?
First of all, it's not going to flow in any given direction on its own. It doesn't have a mind on its own. You need to give them mind. And I think it has a very nice texture to it. You know, when you do it, you can literally decide whether you want the paint to be pretty flat or you want textures. And when you do the textures, right, and when the paint dries, you're going to see that texture.
Mm.
And you can literally, it's cool. It's really cool because it's not going to take 1 week to dry like all paints would. It does not tear off your paper while you paint like watercolor does.
Yeah.
Poster paints is another whole story, because it's a good thing about poster paint that you can revive the paint by just adding a little water. But it gave me a lot of pain because just a drop of water and then there was this big washout on my painting because
Mm.
the poster paint actually melted off. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm okay with poster paints, but my best buddy would be acrylics.
nice. So Faizah, along with being a painting queen, a painting boss, you are also a big K-pop aficionado, and you also learn a lot of Korean. So tell me,
Oh wow.
how is your Korean at this point? Because the last time you were on the podcast,
Okay, wow, that was
you were
good.
just going back to back with Korean. So how is your Korean language development been so far?
그럼 제가 한국어를 sorry, let me give me a let me speak it again.
Okay.
지금 제가 한국어를 잘 알아요.
Wow. How? What was
Yeah.
that? What was that?
So yeah. Yes. Which means right now I know Korean pretty well.
Hey.
The last time I came, I was a beginner, and the last time I came, I was a beginner, and the most I could do was 네, 안녕하세요, 잘 지냈어요. That's all I could do, and a few basic stuff. But right now, I can make a conversation, which is a good thing.
Your Korean accent also feels very authentic.
Yeah, thank you so much. That actually takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be one of those, who kind of butchers the whole language. I feel the essence of a language comes from its pronunciation. Say whatever, you could fight me on it, but then the pronunciation is the key. No
Yeah.
matter how much you know how to speak, but if your pronunciation is poop, you're gonna speak poop, I swear.
So how did you learn? From where do you learn the language?
Again, self-taught queen.
Oh wow. Wow, that's so nice.
Yes. I feel to this point now people are gonna be like, you're just lying. You're just lying. You are not self-taught. But I am. I am. I
I,
try ways to actually do things on my own rather than going for classes.
I was gonna ask that, do you have I've seen your Instagram and you keep tagging a lot of your Korean friends. So do they help in any way?
They do help. I don't have many friends. Some of them are. They do. In terms of speaking, I would chat with them in Korean, and a few weeks, I think once or twice a week, I would actually talk to them on a call in Korean. So that helps a lot. So if you're learning a language, you need to speak. Basically, that's what. Though you might sound like a dumbass, which I know I've gotten over that phase when I still do sound like a dumbass most of the time. But it's okay. You're learning a language, and then they also are learning English,
Mm,
so they sound as equally as a dumbass as I am. So
yeah.
they are also learning English, and they talk to me in English, and I'm like talking to them in Korean, and trying to get stuff, trying to understand each other. It's
Yeah.
actually a funny case.
So with that Korean knowledge that you have acquired over the past few years, you have also become a big K-pop fan, a massive K-pop fan. Why do you like K-pop so much?
I knew this question was coming, and I was a K-pop fan actually before I got into learning Korean. Before that, I feel I was into K-dramas, and after K-dramas, I got into K-pop. But I never knew K-pop existed. I think K-pop is the best thing that has happened to me in my life. The best thing. I think today, what you see I am, from my art to my dance, I think this part of Faizah,
Yeah.
that part was completely lost. So I think that has been given back to me as a gift from K-pop. And not to forget to mention the 7 boys that completely changed my life, and that would be BTS. It's not a cup of tea for everybody, and not all can think like, they wouldn't be like, they don't even know you exist. You still love them and they don't even know you exist. But bro, listen, hear us out. They actually love us. It's really actually my mom. I told my mom about how they love us and how they do stuff, the small stuff or even the biggest stuff for us, for the whole fandom. And she's like, I have never seen this shit in my entire life. I've never seen something like this. I've never seen this kind of relationship between an artist and a fandom. I'm like, well, we are special for a reason.
So Faiza, with your now you're going to start a new podcast.
What the Faizah Khan?
What the
It's
Faizah
what
Khan?
the Faizah Khan. You know what's interesting? What the Faizah Khan, and when you take my initials, which is FK, it's almost the same thing. What the FK?
Yeah.
You come to my podcast, I'm not so hesitant. Curse almost. Not my name, sorry. The name of my podcast is almost like a curse. It's fine. It's still cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my podcast is just about stories I find interesting, as in like it has a particular genre to it, which is leisure and entertainment. So anytime you're just free, you want to listen to some crazy stuff or some story time, you want to have a story time, or you want to know about something stupid or some stupid trend going on, you can just log into my podcast and you can hear me rant about it or talk about it for the next few minutes. Also, now there's a thing which I need to actually say. There's something I need to say. My podcast was intended to be 15 to 20 minutes, or sorry, 10 to 15 minutes, something ish like that. And I tried to do it, but I cannot. It's so difficult to make a podcast so short, but I've managed to make a 20 minutes one, and it's 20 minutes including my intro, outro, and the few things in the middle. So yeah, it's a bit difficult. So I would like to apologize to my listeners. I keep saying viewers and listeners. In fact, this also reminds me, my podcast is also a YouTube and a video one. Audio video.
Oh wow.
So yeah, my podcast is also an audio video format. Yes. So if you ever want to just have a friend to talk to, because I talk about a lot of stuff. It could be from the stupid society we live in, the new trends, the crazy stuff that happens on a daily basis, to something maybe I had an experience, something like that. It's just all fun and leisure and entertainment, stuff like that. That's all. That's what my podcast is about.
Is the first episode out?
Well, by the time this airs, definitely the first or the second episode would have been out.
So, Faiza, now that you talk about your podcast, do you have any ideas how you want to, like, some crazy ideas on your podcast to make it pop, to make it bling? So, your podcast art, you're a good artist. So, have you come up with a podcast art?
Well, I have, of course, that's there. Issues with my laptop that I'm shooting right now. Yeah, I'm having some issues with the software to you, the editing software, stuff like that, which I'm trying to get over soon. So once that's solved, you're gonna see podcast coming right out,
Nice.
one after the other.
It's going to be
Hopefully,
weekly
yeah.
or more episodes in a week. Is it one episode a week or more episodes a week?
It's gonna be 2 episodes once a week. So you're gonna have 2 episodes a week. Again, hopefully, if I
Yeah.
get my editing software, it's gonna be there. Yeah, hit the notification bar, like, comment, and subscribe, I guess. And then download the podcast.
Yes.
Download the podcast. You can delete it later, but download it first. Then delete it.
Faiza,
I mean, it does some.
reminded me of the first time I took notice of your art. Okay, I remember one time it was early morning coming into class in school, and when I walked in, there was like all these decorations on the billboards. The sir was like, "You need to make the class look good because the invigilators are going to come and check the class." So there were so many posters and drawings on the billboards. So I kept my bag down and I was just looking at all the drawings that the kids put up. And then I saw this black and white painting of a woman doing this, and her jawline is so sharp. I was like, wow, that is a very good drawing, because from far only it looked like a real photo. And when I went up close, I could see that it's like properly drawn and everything. And there's a girl sitting just below the painting. So I asked her, hey, who drew this? And she's like, I don't know who drew it. Then I was like, I wonder who drew this. I'm like, I don't know, but it's such a good drawing. Then I went back to my seat. And then the whole day I was like, like, who drew that drawing? Like, in between class also, I'm just looking at that painting continuously. I'm like, who drew that? Who drew that? And then I remember I went to another girl and I was like, do you know who drew that? Who put that up? She's like, yeah, Faizah. I mean, Faizah drew that? I was like, did Faizah draw that? Because I didn't know that much. Back then, I'm not that familiar with what your interest and all that was. So when I heard your name, I was like, what? Faizah draw that? That's so good. And then I was like, oh, shit, I need to meet her. I need to talk to her about the drawing. And then you walked into the class. I was like, Faizah, you do that thing? And you're like, yeah. I was like, what? That's so good. That day I was like, damn, she's a very good artist.
You actually reminded me of something. Your comment maybe that day must have made my day. Why? I'll tell you. That painting, okay, not painting, sorry, that charcoal sketch. Actually, as soon as I put it up, right, I had a very hard time in class because I had kept thinking about one particular thing that had completely turned me off. And that was a few of our classmates actually were making fun of that thing right in front of my eyes.
What? Why?
Yeah. If you had seen the painting, so it would be somewhere here. You can see the painting and you'll see there is this collar for it. There's like a collar I've drawn for the lady. I think she's a celebrity, but I really don't know who she is. I just drew her. Those few classmates, those girls were like, they were laughing at it, pointing at it, and they were like, looks like her head has emerged out of a pottery. Like out of a clay. And I'm like, okay, that hurts because I'm not a professional. I've just started. I bet you can't even hold a pencil.
Yeah.
But then saying that to an artist who has just started, somebody, who is just doing what they love, is very bad. Because, I mean, you say it or not, just like how being a doctor is a very important skill and it's a very critical skill, I think being an artist is exactly the same because not everyone can do it. It takes a lot of time, a lot of motivation. As I told you, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it to come to just kind of paint a perfect piece. So yeah, that actually blew me off, and I was pretty upset about it for I think at least 2 days because. Of course, I mean, you draw something with all your heart, you put it up, thinking people are going to appreciate it. And then right as you put it up, you see these people, I don't know, out of jealousy or what, I don't know what shit, start making fun of your stuff. Of course, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt anybody, especially an amateur. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think that comment must have made my day. So thank you again.
No problem. You have any inspirations? You make all these paintings, they're so beautiful. But you must look up to someone like that artist. I really love that artist's work, and I want my work to be as good as that artist. So you have any of those inspirational people?
Yeah, I do. Actually, the reason why I firstly got into drawing everything, just getting into sketches was, yeah, I would like to thank to BTS, of course, because they have a role in it. But more importantly, I had a senior. She wasn't in my school. She was in another school, but she was senior to me. And she used to just draw amazing sketches of BTS. She still does. Her account, she is my inspiration. I mean, she pulled me into her, looking at her, that really pulled me into the world of drawing sketches and all. And of course, because BTS was this figure and this role model that I really loved, and being able to draw or create something, that too of theirs, was really mesmerizing for me. And I was like, I really need to try this. I still remember the first ever portrait that I made was of Jungkook, and it was just a pencil sketch, no highlights, no shadows, just a pencil sketch. That still stays in my heart because that was the day I realized, hey, I've got potential. I should go ahead with this. That was one memorable day. And other than her, I feel there is an artist. She's amazing. I believe she is attending an art school, I guess. Her paintings, oh God, I have no idea how to pronounce her ID, but it's called Enziaming. She's amazing. God, you should see her artworks. She starts her artworks by first constructing a skeleton, then she puts all the skin, the fat layers of her face, and then she constructs. She has literally memorized the faces of BTS, what the cheekbones, the structure of the bone is, and there's something called the face fat or something like that, and that helps the artist to kind of construct a face. So she knows that as well, and I'm pretty shocked that, wow, you've got some skills and some knowledge to be able to do that. So yeah, she motivates me a lot. I know a lot of these times people would be like, what about Picasso, what about Leonardo DiCaprio? I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio, what the am I saying, sorry. Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
Da Vinci. I meant Caprio. That's a lot of, oh my God, okay. I need a brain, I mean, I need something on my, I need to cool off, seriously.
You need some wine.
I haven't actually, you'll find me slipping.
Yeah.
I do. God, I really do.
Compilation.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of these times people might think I need to have a role model like Da Vinci or, probably like some other artist, but then seriously not that. I'm more into supporting the artists that are beginning or who are nothing in the art world properly.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you something, art market is messed up, and there's a big explanation to why it's messed up.
Because I feel like we connect with people who are really similar to us, or we can relate with their issues. So it's just like you are an upcoming artist and you find people just like you to be your inspiration. The person that you find inspiration from is like a person who is still upcoming, but is very great artist, but still has to show their talent to the world. So that type of people, when we see them, we're like, damn, if that person can do it that good at the same level as me, I can also be like that person. Because Da Vinci and all, they're like different level only.
Oh.
So we cannot connect with them at all. But when we see people like us on the ground and we see them through their struggles meeting with us, we feel like, yes, that person is someone I need to be like, or that person's hurdles are just like mine. So I can understand what they are going through. Empathy, you feel for them, sympathy, and that makes you feel inspired by them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
So Faizah, now let's talk about the results, because just a few days ago, all our CBSE results were declared, and I saw your marks on Instagram. You celebrated so much. So tell me, what was the initial reaction to the results?
Okay, this is story time. Okay, you're gonna laugh at what happened with me.
For me, all right. So the whole day we were a little bit confused as to, is the results coming today or tomorrow or next year or never. All right. So I was sitting at the laptop just refreshing the website. I opened the registration page. I put my roll number and everything in there. And now I'm waiting it for loading. So when it opened, I saw A1s, 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 A1s. But then I saw my actual marks and I was like, no, I got this many marks. And then I called my mother. She was in the kitchen. She's like, Abhishek, it came. So she came running into my room and she saw the thing. Oh, Abhishek, you got so many marks. They got so many marks. And told my father, my brother, and then they were like, yo, Abhishek, man, high five, big clap and everything. And then we just went out, had a dinner and came back home.
Actually, congratulations. That is some damn good marks you've got there, which is like 96%. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's actually amazing. Clap hands for you, man. Seriously, that was good. That was really good. Okay, now my story is like, I really wanted the results to come, but I was like, oh, fine, leave it. Just chuck it. I don't know when it's coming.
Mm.
And I was, just going on with my life, getting up every morning and fine, that's all fine. And then this one day, my friend messages me. She's like, your results are coming. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? No. And then I waited for the whole day and the results didn't come. So, anyways, I'm like, fine, you know what? It's fine. It's gonna come next week or something like that. It's fine. I was sleeping very peacefully. Okay, and I did not, because that particular night we actually stayed up late and we went to see the sunrise. I mean, that's the kind of adventure me and my family does. We stay up the whole night and we go to see the sunrise and we come back and we sleep. So yeah, we did that exact thing. And I was just trying to give my body some rest. I think around 10, not even 10, 9 in the morning, my friend, she rings me. Your results are here. I'm like, what? I was shook. What? My results? And because I knew everybody is so tired at my house and I could not sleep for the next 3 hours until my parents woke up, I was like, should I wake them up? Because I want to see the results, but I also didn't want to see it without them. I'm like, I kept walking from my room to the hall, from my room to the hall. They're still sleeping. And at one point, I also went and I sat next to them, staring them in their sleep. Are you going to wake up any sooner? Imagine I was staring at them while they were sleeping. I felt like a creep for doing that. Exactly. That was my reaction. That was exactly what my expression was. So, anyways, time skip. They woke up. My mom was still kind of in her zone. Oh, I'm still sleepy. I said, my results are here. And they're like, what? My mom literally popped off from the bed. What? Yeah. And then we checked. My dad, he was like, okay, fine, let's do this. I saw the result. I'm like, okay, that's good. I see A1, I see A2. That's cool. He removed the total marks. He removed the percentage. So here's the thing, okay? I'm kind of dumb at math, so I actually forgot how you remove a percentage. So I asked another friend of mine, "Hey, how do you do this?" He's like, "This is how you do it." And I think he's another dumb creature because he told me something exactly wrong. I did that, and the result came as 78%. My heart, my heart, it dropped to the ground because I do not expect myself to get that because I know I can do it. I know I can do above 80%. Then why that? And I knew I did well enough in the models and collectively everything. So, and also it was 10 levels below what I scored for my 10th. So I was like, no. This is not cool. And my mom was like, no, darling, you did very well. No, seriously, that is too good. It's good, okay? I mean, you did everything on your own without copying. You did so well. You did not, you also didn't good. You didn't get amazing classes. I mean, none of you guys did it. None of you guys got that guidance. So it's okay. It's okay. You did well. I'm like, don't talk to me. Don't tell me anything. This is not good. Then my dad was like, I don't know what. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the total marks wrong. I'm like, really? Really? We redid it using the same method my friend told me about. It came as some 81% something. Still, I was like, okay, it's fine. But somewhere in my head, I was like, no, this is not right. But then thankfully, oh my God, may God bless my friend. Another one of my friend comes on the class group and she's like, no, you don't do it this way. You do it this way. And I was like, wow, all right. We did that. And then I got my final result, which was 91%. Yeah, baby.
Let's go. What a
Oh
roller
my,
coaster
that
of
was like
emotions.
a whole saga. I swear, it was a big roller coaster of emotions from being like, this cannot be happening to almost crying to actually crying out of happiness. That
Wow,
was
that's a
some roller
very good
coaster,
story.
I
That's
say.
a very good story.
So what did you do? Did you celebrate? Did you do anything? I mean, you should actually.
Yeah, I got the marks and then I was like, yeah. I was pretending like I'm in a stadium and I was like kissing in the air, like, yo, thank you, like that. And then just like the whole day went normally, and then in the evening we went out, had a dinner at a good place, and came back home. On your Instagram, you had a cake and everything.
Yes, me and my family, we do have a habit of celebrating occasions like that, milestones, especially when it comes to stuff like that. We do bring a cake, even if it's a small one. Has to be there. It feels good, I mean, a cake and just the fact that you're celebrating it kind of makes the whole thing very special. I had a nice time, and yeah, I did get my portfolio, not the portfolio, the files, results, everything in this fat file. I went to school a few days ago and I got everything. And they even gave me all my files from LKG. Can you believe how
Wow.
cute that is? Everything
Oh, wow.
from LKG. There's this little cute picture of me as a baby. My dad was like, "Oh, this is so cute." I'm like, same reaction.
Exactly. When you now that I see my LKG photos in my old report cards, I'm like, damn, son, what was wrong with your trim? Why was your hair so bad? I have all these criticisms. But parents are like, Abhishek, man, you used to be so good back then. Now look at you. You're not listening to us at all.
घर घर की यही कहानी.
Exactly. Every parent like, अभिषेक तू मेरी बात सुनता था, अब तू कुछ नहीं करता है, रोज बैठा रहता है, घर पे साफ सफाई भी नहीं करता है.
शर्मा जी का बेटा तुझसे ज्यादा अच्छा है.
So Faiza, now
You know,
that you have,
actually, when you said this, right? Okay, now that you said, you know, how you used to, you said, "Hey, what's up with your trim?" And that's what you said. I feel that kind of a situation in my life was when I was in my puberty. I was a potato. I feel this is now I've kind of glowed up. Like, yeah,
yeah.
okay.
So Faiza, now that you have graduated college, which university do you want to go in, and what do you want to pursue in career?
Oh my God, university. I do not know about university. You tell me, what are you doing?
I'll tell you. All right. So I am just like every generic boy. I'm interested in cars and stuff. But nowadays, all the gasoline cars are going away. I'm focusing more on the electric spectrum of the car. So I want to combine some mechanical with the,
Yeah, like the Tesla.
yeah. So that type of skill set might come in handy in the future because every car companies, like in the next 10, 15 years, all are to be electric and we're going to promote them heavily. So if I get into the space earlier, maybe then it will be helpful for me.
You got a good thinking right there. It's pretty innovative, and I feel it's like the tomorrow. I mean, better do something right, which is gonna
Yeah.
be for the tomorrow than for the past or today. So about me, definitely fine arts. Definitely fine arts. Want to do something in that. Another thing which I find really interesting is art direction. Art direction. I could be. I mean, I was an art director for my own short film that we shot together.
Yeah.
Right. Art direction, I love art direction. In fact, just directing a particular movie is also pretty cool. I mean, I might do something as a side hobby when it comes to direction. But art direction is a good field, I feel, because it can be, I mean, you can do it in any industry. Like every industry needs an artist, every industry needs an art director. My main goal is going to be art, for being a fine artist. And also not to forget something related to dance, because I'm a very passionate dancer. However, I'm unable to actually portray that on social media because of a few reasons. I don't have perfect area to shoot it, leave alone practice it, because I have a small room. It's kind of congested, so I've been learning all my dance less than half a meter
Hmm.
just space. So it's a little difficult, but I can do a few stuff, but not the big stuff, record and all that. So I have my plans. Maybe in the future when I have a bigger space, I might be able to portray that better.
Yeah. Plus, the first step to building anything or coming up with any idea is designing. If you want to build a car, you design it. You want to build a building, you design it. You want to make a piece of painting or an art, you first draw a sketch. So what you're going into is actually a very beneficial thing in almost every field. If you're good at drawing and you're good at creativity, you can almost go into any field. So you're actually multi-purpose in that matter.
You know, there's a saying that earth without art is just eh.
That's a good one.
Do you know that? And I feel it's pretty true.
Now, Faiza, my uncle, right? His friend, she has this YouTube channel and she does like arts and craft stuff on that. It's called Dafty Dames, and they handmade stuff, DIY type of stuff, like pillow covers, painting the house, all the crafting stuff. And now they turned it into a business. They make gift hampers for weddings and they do decorations for parties and stuff like that. So it's actually a very good thing. So do you plan on having a business of your own? Any ideas you ever had about having a business?
Well, there are plans for it, which I will not reveal now.
All right.
Of course, yeah, there are plans. I definitely do want to do something out of it. I mean, it's my life. I'm just so passionate about art, runs in my veins. I need to do something out of it because it's going to be no use if I don't do anything out of this and I go do something I'm not into at all. I'm going to hold this stuff and I'm going to go ahead with this.
So, Faizah, let's just like a little bit of sport topic. I don't know if you're like that interested in sports, but I still have to ask it. So,
Kinda. I'm kinda interested.
all right, then this will be easy for me. So, I want to ask you, do you watch the Olympics? Because I am a big fan of the Olympics.
No, I could not watch the Olympics, but I definitely did see some clips regarding it. I did not see everything, but I saw some stuff. I mean, when I say some stuff, I also mean that we were pretty interested in this one South Korean swimmer because he's hot. So, like, everybody was like more interested in him. Unapologetically, unintentionally, I just kind of saw more stuff about him than any other people because I blame my friends for it because I was not even aware of this. And they were like, you need to see this. I'm like, okay, drag me into it then.
Why I find the Olympics so entertaining, not only entertaining but inspirational. I think in 2016 only I was old enough to remember everything about the Olympics properly. And while I was seeing the Olympics, I remembered this commentator say that bringing the whole world together in any event, making the whole world agree on anything is very tough to do. Like everyone has their own opinions, they don't want to agree on some things. But Olympics is a place where they all come together and they celebrate their not only competition, it's healthy competition, they pay respect to each other, there's humanity, there's sportsmanship. So after hearing those words, I was like, damn, yeah, that's true. There's no other event in the world that does this type of stuff. When you see these athletes coming from the poorest background and reaching the top of the world in their own respective sports, you feel moved. I make it my like goal that I should never miss any Olympics event ever and respect
Everything you said about the Olympics is pretty true, and
yeah.
it does hold a very huge significance. But kind of off topic, but still related. You must be knowing, right, that PV Sindhu, she won two
Yeah.
titles in the Olympics now. Sadly enough, our Indians, they were more interested in knowing what caste she belongs to rather than the fact she won something for the country.
Yes.
So yeah, if a lot of listeners who don't know, then this is what has happened. So PV Sindhu, she won these two titles, amazing titles, and then Google Trends, it actually revealed that Indians were more interested in knowing what caste she belonged to. It's like a whole other topic. Now, if the Indians are here, they would know what a caste is. But though it has been banned, some people still hold on to it like as if the life depends upon it. So that another big reason why caste has not been completely eradicated out of the country, but it's still there. Again, very sad.
We have to just keep our hopes up that all this will change in the future. As the younger generation is more enlightened, they slowly replace the old mentality, and finally we get to a better place.
Yeah, I do believe that the present generation, the Gen Z of India, is pretty sensible. I mean, they're very sensible. I think these people are gonna make the country better.
Faizah, I remember one time, this is like a different topic now. I went to Mumbai once and I was really interested in an art gallery. I just wanted to see how the artists of India, what they're doing nowadays. They're drawing what's the latest trend in the art business. So I went to this art gallery to see what's up. And there's a lot of abstract drawings and a lot of traditional pieces also over there. And then I asked, what is the cost to display our art over here? So the guy was like, people come here and they book to display their art 10 years in advance. So we asked if we wanted to show our drawings over here, how long we would have to wait. She looked into some kind of registry and she said you have to wait 15 years for your turn to come and then only you can display your art. I'm like, damn, such a long waiting list for artists.
There is, okay, I might have to break your bubble right here about the art galleries. It's a scam. Why, I'll tell you. Because have you ever heard about the banana that's sold for $15 million? A banana stuck on a wall with the duct tape got sold for almost $15 million. Yeah. I think this should tell the people something. And that is when you see these paintings and art in the art gallery, people would be like, that does not look so good. But then the fact that it's in an art gallery would make people think that if the art gallery says it's a good one, it is a good one. You see that trick? There are amazing paintings even on the street, but they are not getting sold for the absolute reason that these art galleries, they're not going to make you present the art gallery. They're gonna go chase behind that 1% population of that artist who take all the profit, and they're the kings of the art market. They will make those paintings to be represented in their art galleries, because the much expensive or the much well-known artists you have, their paintings you have in your art gallery, the more upheld your art gallery is. And as a matter of fact, they will not sell your artwork. They will not sell you paintings to any era gaira nathu kaira. They will not do that. So if you went and you've asked them the price, did they even tell you the price of how much your artwork costed probably?
Yeah, it was like 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, like that type range.
They told you that, right? But sometimes, even if it's there and they see some coming and they'll be like, if they are, if the person asks, I want to buy this, how much is this? No matter how rich that person is, but if the person does not have the status in the society, who is a public figure, pretty rich, maybe Elon Musk, someone like that, they're going to sell it to a person like that because that person bought a painting from this art gallery. You see, art gallery has been upheld. And there are another big scams as well. Another thing which if I do research more about it, I might be able to tell you. Right now I have a very shallow knowledge on the tax stuff and how they get away with tax by these paintings. But yeah, again, not all art galleries, but yes, a lot of these art galleries are doing that. Imagine a banana gets sold. A banana. And these beautiful paintings are on the street, but no one cares to look at them. I mean, I seriously feel I do not need the justification or the stamp of a art gallery to say I'm a very great artist. Or if an art gallery did that wall and being like, this is great art.
Mm.
I just want, if any in future, if I'm ever signing up with an art gallery, I want to make sure that art gallery is pretty transparent about what they do, how they work, and an art gallery that basically motivates people. Have you ever realized people don't buy art? That is the thing. People have stopped buying art for multiple reasons. There can be multiple reasons to this, but then I feel we really need to revive that thing back. Because in the 18th, 19th centuries, people used to buy art and it was normal for people to buy art just like they're buying groceries. That's it. Very simple. And right now, it has become a very luxury piece that only the rich can afford, which I feel is bad.
Yeah.
Everybody deserves happiness. Everybody deserves a piece of art on their wall.
Yes. They are marketing art
That was,
something that only the rich and elite can have, and if the people who are in the middle and lower class, if they get it, it's like a waste of money for them. And if you want it, you can just go to, like, to some shop and get like a photocopy, but you can never buy the original piece or something like that. But we should change that mentality. We should also look in the streets, like all the street artists who learn from their own experiences and they make some truly abstract drawings that make you think instead of just banana stuck on the wall. When abstract drawing was like new, people were like, this doesn't make any sense. Why don't you just draw buildings and sceneries? That's a beautiful thing to look at. But since photography was invented, the need for people to make real life paintings is just gone completely. Now they can completely break out of that box and draw whatever comes in their mind. Otherwise, there was no way to picture or mark down what you're looking at. So they had to draw like real life replicas into their canvases. But since photography, they're like, we don't care about paintings that are showing real life. So just make whatever you want. And when these truly abstract paintings are getting ignored and this banana on the wall type of shit is getting public, like,
banana on the wall. Yeah.
marketed for $15 million, it doesn't make sense, and it's a true injustice to all the artists out
Yeah. This also reminds me of one topic. That is, I saw this. I went to Mahabaleshwar, I think 3 years ago, I think 4 years ago. I don't even know how 2 years just passed by, sitting at home. And then I was 16 years old when I sat at home, and now I'm about to be 18. I mean, that went by too quick.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Mahabaleshwar, I think 4 years ago, and there was this big machine which would draw your sketches. A machine, a freaking machine would draw your sketch.
Mm.
I kid you not, inside my heart, I was really wishing that machine gets spoilt because as an artist, it lacks human emotion and human touch. It's this machine. A machine can do it. Of course, a machine can do it. But when a human does it, it means much more than that. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. I mean, I don't want my portrait to be done by a stupid machine. A machine can do anything it wants.
Exactly. When some business has complete human intervention, it's like people get sick. They're like, ah, man, humans make it so they are always perfect and they are very slow. And then when machines come in, they're like, oh wow, it's cheaper, it's faster, and it's more uniform. It's doing everything properly. But after some time, they're like, "Arey yaar, these machines are doing the same thing again." And then when humans start doing it, they make it more expensive and handmade. And then the people who actually want quality from like a handmade thing, they have to pay so much money for same thing that a machine can do. And then they stop buying from the person and then they buy from them.
Oh, and while you've been talking, I was actually observing the room behind you, and I see a few paintings.
Yeah,
They're pretty abstract. They're pretty abstract. And I see this cardboard thing which looks like a map to me. Is that a map?
that one,
No, the cardboard right there. The cardboard.
this one.
I don't know. What is this? Yeah. What's that? Yeah.
Okay, so my brother drew this one and got inspired from this anime called Ghost in a Shell. So this is like a poster for Ghost in a Shell.
Could you get it closer? I actually can't see it. It
Okay.
looks cool. It actually looks cool. I can't see it though. Oh, okay. You know what? This could actually count as an abstract piece. It's a very abstract piece of art. I kept saying something and I realized, oh God, yeah, you don't have your earphones.
But I understood what you meant. From your facial expressions, I understood what you wanted.
My face said it all.
Yeah.
Imagine if I had to go like, oh God, what the hell is that?
Actually, it's like a poster from the Ghost in a Shell. And he got inspired by it, so he drew it. But then he was like, I want to put my own twist to it. So he drew this green bubble and then an orange bubble and then black and white stripe on the bottom over here. And then the background ones, they are my father's. He drew them years and years ago. This is 15 years old. This is 10 years old, 15 years old. This is one of the first paintings he made this is the Mona Lisa of his version of, like your Aphrodite, your own vision
Wow.
of Aphrodite. So this is his version of Mona Lisa.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
We used to call her Mehroon Auntie. You know why?
Mehroon auntie.
Because when I was little,
Is it because she looks like an auntie and that?
actually she doesn't look like the auntie at all. She's completely different. But we used to call her Mehroon Auntie because when me and my brother were little, this babysitter, she used to come and she used to clean the house and take care of us. And her name was Mehroon Auntie. But she didn't look like her at all. She was a lady and Mehroon Auntie was a lady. So we just started calling her Mehroon Auntie painting.
It was very nice to come back on your episode.
Yes, thank you, Faizah, for coming into my podcast, and best of luck for your podcast as well. What the Faizah Khan.
Thank you so much. It was really damn nice to be back here as not as a guest this time, but as a co-host, and that I think was a little more special to me. Thanks to you, man. You introduced me to the world of podcasts, and I'm here now. So if any listeners or viewers would like to check me out, they can. Abhishek right here would put my
link in the
links,
description.
all the links down there.
Link in the description.
Links in the description. You got nothing to do. All you have to do is go click, burn some calories, go fat.
That's a good way. That's a good way to market yourself.
I mean, everyone's getting fat right now.
Yeah.
Sitting home. I mean, what else do you do? Eat.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone, please go check out Faizah. The link is in the top of the description. Show her some love, subscribe to her channel, press the bell notification, check out her episodes. And I hope you all learned something from her experience. We hope to see you all in the very next episode of the ABI Chai podcast. So till then, take care and best of luck to all of you. Faizah, good?
Yep. Bye, everyone. See you guys in the next episode with him or in my podcast itself.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can come visit me.
Yes.
Please do visit me. In fact,
Yes.
you're
All right,
welcome.
everyone.
My doors are open.
Exactly. Yes, everyone, thank you for listening. We'll see you in the very next episode of the ABHI podcast. Till then, take care and bye-bye.